kicking off the first fight of the night. It's like, Dana, we got to talk about pay, and I'm ready for a top 15 guy. No, you're not. You got so much work to do. I'm not being negative. I'm being real today. You got a long way to go, bud. Long way to go. I like watching him. He just has a ways to go. It's all good. It's all good, baby. Ronaldo Rodriguez again. That fight should have been a draw. That fight but even with Esteban and Danielle, round of the year probably. Both of those could be up for fight of the year. Those were fantastic, fantastic fights. Shout out to both of them. Diego Lopez, Brian Ortega. I've known Brian for a hot second. Coached him for his last fight before he got the UFC. Training partner for a hot second. The days at 45 are over. You know, the speed was an issue. We hang our hat on T-City and his jiu-jitsu. Guys are privy to that now. The cat's out of the bag. So since that whole his jiu-jitsu and all that, he's just been striking lately. That's not really his thing anymore, right? He's slobber knocking. You know, got in a little trouble. He's a slow starter now. Got in a little trouble with Homeboy, his last fight. It's a handsome Mexican kid. Super handsome.
Oh, the Yair?
Yair.
Oh,
Yeah. With Yair, you know, he got the arm triangle. But before that, you're looking at, his shoulder blew out. That was a submission by Yair, but whatever they call it, TKO, shoulder injury. Volkanovski almost pulled off the guillotine, but didn't happen for him. Korean Zombie was fisticuffs. Max Holloway, fisticuffs. Frankie Edgar, fisticuffs. But he burst on the scene with his jiu-jitsu. 55's the move for him. I'd love to see him against like a Gaethje or something like that. For Diego Lopez, he's number 3. So I would like to. I don't think they give him a title shot right away. No matter what happens at featherweight in that title shot between Topuria and Max Holloway. God, him versus Yair Rodriguez, fun. I would have him fight Alexander Volkanovski. Build his name a little bit bigger, get real prime for that title shot. That's what I would do.
I think they already have him as a backup for the Holloway.
Trash.
Well, yeah.
Trash. He should fight Volkanovski. That's what they should do. Valentina Shevchenko, fucking give her our girl Tatiana
Suarez.
Yep. It's not next. We already know what's next, but Tatiana Suarez should be next. Yeah, let me know how your grappling goes against Tatiana. Go ahead and take her down. Go ahead and do what you did to Alexa Grasso versus Suarez. Let me know how it goes for you. For Merab Sugar, the fight's so clear, and already my boy is asking for it on Twitter. Corey Sandhagen, Sugar Sean O'Malley. That's the fight. All day. There's nothing else to do. That's clear as day. For Merab, clear as day, right? He's fighting Nurmagomedov. That's what it is. That's what it is. That one's interesting. You don't look too crunk for it. I think
I'm not crunk for it.
I know. It's tough. It's tough. John Jones says maybe one more fight, then he's out. Tom's just waiting. And then Alex is by far your biggest star. They don't have a ton of stars. Sugar, they're banking on Sugar, you know?
Yeah, Merab is awesome, but as far as star quality, it's kind of
again,
tough, right?
And I told you guys this last week. Guys with that fighting style, again, I appreciate it. It's very hard for him to pull off what he's doing. Was he won 11 in a row? It's absolutely insane. When you have that fighting style where you're not finishing and knocking guys out, you have to come up with a gimmick to get people to give a fuck about your fights.
And he does great on social media, but it doesn't translate.
But notice
fighting is the main thing, right?
Complete, yeah. So I think sometimes it gets lost in the sauce where guys think because some of the skits or some of the stuff they're posting on social media translates into pay-per-view buys, and it doesn't. But they come up with these acts or these improv fucking sketches nonstop. So because the fighting's not doing it. Name one guy with a style like that that hasn't done this. Go ahead. I went through them last week.
That hasn't done this?
Yeah, all of them come up with some sort of scheme.
I mean, so
Colby Covington.
Khabib is probably the closest thing to where he's just, ground and pound, right?
Different.
But he's
but Khabib
dominating
guys.
too. And he's dominating like constantly,
dominating, finishing guys. I'm talking about guys that don't get a lot of finishes, but they're so damn good at one aspect of the sport that you really don't, it's not translating to pay-per-view buys. So they come up with some sort of shtick, some sort of angle to get a fan base. Sean Strickland does his thing, right? He's a decision guy. I love watching him. Think he's one of the best defense fighters but he has his shtick, right? Colby Covington had his whole Trump thing. Chael had his whole thing. Marab's doing his thing. It's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, but Dan's probably sitting back this morning being like, damn, we gotta do something. And it ain't Conor McGregor. Those days are over, kids. So here's my overall perspective on this whole Sphere thing. Right away, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I'll say that. I was just like, what are we doing? Then when the card got announced, it's clearly that the belle of the ball was the arena. The Sphere was the focus and the belle of the ball. As a former fighter and for the current fighters, that's not good. No other sports organization in the fucking world is going to make the arena the focus. It should be on the talent. So that was already kind of triggering to me. I didn't say much on here. I was just like, we're going down a weird road. Then you look at the ticket prices. You look at the most expensive card they've ever put on, not because of the roster that was on that fight night, because of the venue. Also, the venue wasn't made for sports. The venue was made for concerts. That's for like Bono, Adele, U2 bullshit. Maybe that Journey, with the Filipino guy jumps in there. That's probably a good time. The Eagles, Blink 182, I'd love to see there. The Cheers rocking, what's my name? Age again. That'd be fun, dude. The Spray in the Mist, that's cool. It's not for sports. It's just not. So it's alarming to me, before I get too negative here. The UFC knocked it out the park, what they're trying to achieve. What Dana White wanted to achieve, they crushed it. From the whole Sphere thing, first time ever pulling this off, they crushed it. The presentation was great. It's not even all that. That's not my issue. My issue is the product that I paid to watch was not great because it wasn't a pay-per-view worthy card. Does that make sense? So because the belle of the ball is the Sphere, therefore, what you're paying for, unless you're in person, ain't that great, dude. It wasn't that great. It just wasn't. And the main event and co-main event, boy, did the UFC gamble, and they lost. The Sphere's complete success. Dana crushed it. Shout out to him and the UFC team pulling off. That must have been insane in person. But overall, as a card, it was not a good product. People are like, because it wasn't fisticuffs, there's no knockout. No. Because the UFC gambled on making Sugar Sean the biggest star in the UFC, and they put him on the Sphere for this reason. And I don't want to say he wasn't prepared, but his skill set versus the skill set of Marab, unfortunately, he was just overmatched. So that star dims a little bit. Shevchenko Grasso, that fight just was not fun to me. And I thought Shevchenko, what she's doing, getting her title back at, what is she, 36? That's amazing. But what's not amazing is not taking any risk and just giving us 5 rounds of grappling. What's not amazing is Alexa Grasso, was this their third time they fought?
Third. And
you've gotten worse. You've learned nothing from the other 2 fights, and one you probably should have lost. You put 0 time in wrestling, nothing, and I paid $80, and you're the world champ? That's insane, dude. That's fucking insane. Yeah, but you see the graphics on the Sphere? I don't give a fuck. I'm not there in person. I'm watching on TV a shit product, dude. The focus shouldn't be on the arena. I'm talking about, I need the fights, dude. And for those of you out there that need this sphere experience and, oh, dude, they covered the history of Mexico and they're 90 feet tall and there's an eagle flying. 2 world-class fighters fighting live isn't enough stimulus for you? You have to cheer, rock, and shake and spit when guys get kicked? What the fuck are we doing? No other sport does that. Nothing's more exciting than UFC main event. We do not need the bells and whistles. We're going down a weird road. And a lot of people in my space going, UFC need to show more pageantry. The fuck you talking about? No, I need better fights. I need more exciting matchups. I need the card stacked. I would rather a fucking card be at the apex with 4 people in there. I can hear somebody fart. You give me a good card. Then this fucking history of Mexico and all this wild shit and tickets are 10 grand. I don't need that, man. And if you do, you got fucking problems. If you need all that wild shit and 2 world-class fighters isn't enough stimulus for you, and you need all these bells and whistles, man, we're screwed as a generation, dude. That's insane to me. That's insane. And the other thing, too, people like more pageantry, all that. You know how long this card took? Now, remember, if you got there for the early prelim, which I got my brother-in-law tickets. He had great tickets. I got him and his girlfriend. I almost said fiance, almost spoiled it. But him and
Stop it.
No. She knows. She found the ring, but whatever. She knows what's up. He just has to do it. Sorry, Steven. So I got them tickets. Shout out to my boy for making that happen. He was like, it was amazing, man. It's the most amazing event I've ever been to. So you ever been in a Conor fight? But the pageantry I need is, do you remember when Conor walked out, Sinead O'Connor? Bro, that was insane. That's all I need. You don't need to slow the card. I don't need a fucking countdown of UFC embedded on every fight. The card goes by so slowly. So my brother-in-law gets there he sat down in his seat around 2:30. What time did that card end? He's there at least 8 hours. There's nothing on this planet that you want to do for 8 hours. There's nothing you want to do for 8 hours as far as going to an event. There's nothing. There's no NFL game. There's no boxing match. There's no MLB. 8 hours, dude, sitting there of bad fights. It's not a knock on these fighters. And some of them showed the fuck out. Some of them fought like Mexican fighters. The whole theme was Mexican fight night. And then you got some people not showing the fuck up to fight like Mexicans. Like Alexa Grasso. Dude, your camp should be ashamed, bro. You know what I'm like? How do you get worse in a trilogy? No one thought to mention fighting? And for Sugar, I fucking love him. I think his coach is brilliant. You knew exactly what he was going to do, man. That was a domination. Diego Lopez looked fantastic. Brian Ortega, probably done at 45, should never been there. 55's his thing. He'll get a big fight. Daniel Zollenhuber. Here's my issue with that. I know I'm on one today, dude. I've been up since 2:30. I'm a little salty. All good. Here's the thing, though. Esteban Ribovics and Daniel, that should have been a draw. Is that the one I'm thinking? Or is it Ronaldo Rodriguez? Remember, Ronaldo, I've never seen someone get their ass whooped so bad in the first round in my entire career and not get finished. Like, for someone to get he got knocked down, choked out, dominated. And he was doing all the Mexican shit before, right? Like doing his thing and that's the fight. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Osborne should have been a draw. It should have been a 10-8 first round, and that should have been a draw. That should have not been 29-28. Ribovics and Daniel, those 2 fights are what every single fight should have been on the sphere. Every single Ronaldo, Esteban, and Diego Lopez those boys should make all the fucking money. All the money. Shevchenko took no risk, gave us a grappling match. Oh, it's high level. It's crazy you pulled that off. Fuck you. That's insane, dude. On a sphere card, a historic card, you play it safe. And from Rob, that's what he does. Also, Alexa Grasso, I don't think she has any finishes on her feet. She's not a finisher. Merab, not a finisher. So the UFC risk a lot, man. And they're hoping that maybe Gross would pull off a submission or Shevchenko would pull off a head kick. That, you know, she can do that shit. They thought maybe Sean O'Malley, because with Aljo, he's able to, you know, get out of the takedown, get it back to the feet and knock him out. The UFC was banking on, I'll be straight up with you guys. They were banking on that. And this was set up to take Sugar Sean to that stratosphere. He's not there yet. If he'd have won this one, to get closer to the greatness of Conor McGregor. That's what they thought was going to happen. And it went down in a ball of flames. And again, we're going to, and maybe because I'm older, I hate electric cars. I hate fucking Chat GPT. I don't like fucking, you know, I don't like 3D movies. I hate that shit. It makes me sick. And I don't like this crazy production at this fair. I don't need that. And if you do, you have issues. If you need that every card, people going, UFC should do this every card. What the fuck is going on? What? That card should also be, if you're gonna do this, like they're like, do it for Independence Day, July 4th in America. That'd be lit. But you can't have matchups like this. You would have to have matchups where on paper, those like a Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou, where on paper, that thing shouldn't go past the first. A Tai Tuivasa, that shouldn't go past the first. If you're going to do this long, drawn-out shit, and people are getting there at 3:30, leaving at 1 in the morning, you're going to have to make those things the pacing. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this one of those awful Triller boxing cards where I got to see fucking The Game and these rap concerts? Give me the fucking product I pay for. Give me a good fight, man. And that got lost in all this. All that got lost. Oh, but my chair was shaking, dude. The fuck? It's a UFC fight. We need more pageantry. Yeah, I guess. With the intros, you could do it. You could do it like Pride does. That's all we need. We don't need all this, dude. I don't want all this. If this is the direction of sports going, I'm out, dog. I'm out. It's not good. It's not good. I thought that, and I don't know if they didn't have room. I thought that, especially on the early prelims, it was really bad. The camera angles, because they had to have like, buy the pay-per-view, name of the fighters, then this other Riyadh season. It was like this much, and so you could only see their hips. The rest of the legs were cut out. I don't know if you guys saw that. And I don't know if they didn't have room on the camera, but the camera angle was weird. I was like, oh, this ain't, I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe I'm the old guy here. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I don't know. But if you need all those bells and whistles to get your rocks off in a mixed martial arts fight, bam, we got problems. Stay on TikTok. Go watch Slap Fight. Go fucking watch Slap Fight. Do that. Have the Slap Fight at the Sphere. Because that's 20 seconds of entertainment, and the rest you can fill up with this pageantry and all this. When guys get slapped, you can have like the dust hit them in the face and the seats of the fans, you know? But in person, like my brother-in-law was like, man, once a lifetime opportunity. This was insane. Homeboy got there at 2:30. Left around 1. That's an investment, dude. And again, something has to give. And the announcer's like, we should do every fight here. I'm like, the fuck is everyone smoking? Oh, you just have to be there in person. No, I don't. No. The pacing and the card, again, I would rather have this at the Apex. If this is the direction UFC's going, I'll stick to Dana White Contender Series, man. They don't need all this, man. No other sport does this. That's what makes us unique. No. We're already unique. We're kicking and punching each other in the fucking face. There's nothing more exciting than a street fight. There's nothing more exciting than a high-level MMA fight. You don't need this. It's like putting spinners on a goddamn Dodge Demon. It's not. It's already badass. You don't need to do that, dude. Who's this for? And you could tell Dana was a little frustrated in the post-fight press conference. He's like, what do you say? They gained 65% more fans over COVID. And they had Jeff Bezos there. They had everyone. Jeff Bezos, the head of Netflix there. You got Stephen A. Smith. You got ESPN there. And I had issues with the pay-per-view. Figure it out, right? So you have all these potential buyers there. Now, for the first probably 10 minutes, I bet the first prelims, you're like, all right, this is a little weird. Is U2 going to come out? Or the Eagles going to come out? No. Okay, it's just regular fighting. Then the main card, they really ramped it up, right? After that second fight in the main card, Jeff Bezos is going, That's taking way too long. I don't know if we want this on our platform. They couldn't have knocked their socks off. Especially he's thinking about Jeff Bezos doesn't watch UFC. He don't know what the fuck he's watching. He has that fucking sniper eye, right? So he probably don't know what he's watching. And then the Cohen main event coming, he's like, oh, check, please. Yeah, the thing was great. You know what this is? You know what the Sphere is? It's Rainforest Cafe. It looks fucking great, but the product is shit. And as a kid, I loved Rainforest Cafe. It looked sick, right? It had like the fucking animals
Sounds and
sounds,
water.
and there was mist. You're like, I'm in a jungle. And then you get your fucking macaroni, and it's horrendous. And you're waiting around forever. The UFC doing events at the Sphere is like, and hey, hate to tell you guys, dude, fucking spoiler alert, Rainforest Cafe is out of business. UFC doing events like this is no different than Rainforest Cafe. When it comes down to it, you're there for a good meal, not the atmosphere. Shout out to Rainforest Cafe. I used to love that place as a kid. But my mom used to say, okay, but you know you're going to leave unsatisfied. And that's how I felt at the Sphere. I left unsatisfied. Because you guys want to spend all the money on the fucking frog hanging from the ceiling, the mist. Go ahead and order Rainforest Cafe on Postmates. Ditch all the cool fucking trees and sounds. Order yourself a rack of ribs from Rainforest Cafe with all the cool atmosphere, and it sucks balls, dude.
So just so it's for sure. So they have closed a bunch of locations, but I guess they still do exist, and they're
yes. Where's one at?
I'll find it later.
UFC doing events at this fair is Rainforest Cafe. Looks great, fun experience. The actual product sucks. That's what it is. I don't need all that. I'd rather eat in a fucking hut with good food. I'd rather watch great fights at the Apex Center. I don't need all that. Maybe I'm the minority. I don't know.